Hello and welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you're already part of the Sprinkle Squad. I'm so happy to see you again, and if you also want to be greeted when you come into one of my videos, be sure to subscribe. All you have to do is click that little button down below. We would love to have you here on the channel. And today we are working on the second house for our Rainbow Road project. So if in case you didn't see my last video, you can see the red house next door. I'm actually working on like a neighborhood of rainbow houses in that each of the houses is a different color of the rainbow. So today we are working on the orange house, and I'm trying to make every house look a little bit different, and like that they were intentionally like built differently. So like there's different number of bedrooms, they just totally look different, which is my goal here. Of course I am limited with like wall height, because if I try to change the wall height, it changes it for like everything on the lot, which is a little bit tricky, but like we can work around that. But I also think it's really funny that, so I am currently doing this voiceover on February 7th. So I'm doing a lot of pre-recording since I will be moving soon to make sure I can still get content out on the channel while I'm in the middle of doing all of that. And it was so funny. I actually finished building this yesterday, and yesterday evening when I went on YouTube, I saw that Lil Simsy just posted an orange house, which I thought was really funny. So I guess it's just like a thing to do orange all of a sudden. And I also saw that Griffey posted a color drenched orange tiny home, I believe. I know they've been doing a lot of color focused builds, which I thought was so funny that like I feel like all of a sudden everybody's doing orange. So I guess orange is like in right now. I don't know. I just thought that was kind of funny. And actually Griffey is one of my favorite YouTubers, just fantastic builders. So if you have not checked out their channel, which I would be surprised if you haven't, if you're watching my stuff, please be sure to go check them out. Seriously, like their stuff is amazing. And it's actually really funny. I believe theirs was actually a retro orange home, which is actually kind of what mine ended up being as well. And I think just because I feel like a lot of the swatches in the game for orange look retro, and I don't know why. I guess maybe orange is a retro color, but looking at like the tile and everything we got, it just kind of looked retro to me. So that's kind of what we end up having. So apologies if you also watched their video and some of the stuff is the same. I don't actually know. I haven't seen Griffey's video yet for that, but hopefully it's different. But a lot of the swatches, especially I found like the floor swatches to me looked very retro, and actually I love that so much. Actually, I'm in the middle of moving, and I know that I've mentioned that already, but I'm hoping to be able to redo some of my house, like the furnishings and everything, and I'm hoping to do like a mid-century modern kind of vibe. So I'm actually really excited about this aesthetic. I think it ended up looking really cool inside, and it's actually ended up being a 2-bedroom 1-bathroom home. So actually very spacious. I was a little bit surprised of how much like I was able to fit on this one lot, but I will say there's not like a lot of like yard area. Like the red house next door has like a gardening area and a seating area outside, but like this house just has that small like patio on the back of the house. But don't worry, at the end of the road there is like a little park area, so if you do have like kids living on this lot, there is something for them to do down the road. And we also include like a little office area here as well, so hopefully your Sims are taken care of and have everything they need. I also included a laundry area as well, which I was actually really surprised, like I said, how much I could fit into this build, and I'm really happy with the way it turned out. I did struggle a little bit when it came to like the doors and really how to make this just very orange. Like I know I talked about this with my red house as well, that like trying to do just like one color can be really difficult and overwhelming, because like you want it to still be aesthetically pleasing without like, you know, it being just like orange everywhere, right? So we do have a little bit of other color in here. I actually opted to do some darker wood tones, and I end up using that gorgeous tile here in the kitchen. I believe that is from the new For Rent pack, and it is so beautiful. Honestly, I love all of the tiles we got with that pack. They ended up looking so good, and I think I actually end up swapping out all of these cabinets, and I think it honestly helped a lot because it was too much orange, if that made sense. So I tried to incorporate this dark neutral tone to help a little bit. And I know I'm skipping ahead, but I actually end up using like a Murphy bed in the living room. So I will say I used it as like a couch, so it is not tested to be used as an actual Murphy bed, because especially because I put some coffee tables in front of it, so like that's not gonna work. But if you were playing with this and you wanted to actually use the Murphy bed, then you would just have to like move the coffee tables, and then I think it would work properly. And I actually included a fireplace in here as well, and I like the way it turned out. I used one of like the retro TVs we got, and I think, oh my goodness, what did that come with? Was that the Basement Treasures? I think that like retro TV. I think that's where it came from. I feel like we have so many packs. Like it is a lot of packs to keep track of, to be honest. And I just struggle a little bit too. I think with curtains, I kind of wish we had more like tall options, and it was actually really funny. I didn't really realize I was using medium wall height until I was doing this house, and I wanted to make it shorter, but then I couldn't because that would mess up the red house that I already built. And I think it's because the lot that we're actually working on, it's a 50 by 50 lot in Willow Creek. I forgot off the top of my head. Let's see. I can't remember which lot it is, but it already had a house on it. So I guess that house already had medium wall height. So I'm building with medium wall height, and this is what we're going to do for all of the homes. Like, which I guess makes all of these like tiny homes, like, or I guess technically this would definitely be like a small home, not a tiny home. But I don't have the tile counter on, because it wouldn't work very well since we have all this stuff going on this lot. Like there's going to be so many homes. I'm really hoping too, by the time I get to the end, it's not lagging or anything. I'm a little bit worried that that my computer might be yelling at me when I'm doing like those last houses, because there's just going to be so much on this little lot. But I feel like it would be so much fun. I actually kind of almost want to do like a storyline with this neighborhood. I think it would be so much fun, whether you do it with roommates or do it with like the for rent pack. And I haven't decided yet if that's how I'm gonna upload it to the gallery. So I have not uploaded this to the gallery yet, since obviously it's not, the whole thing is not finished. Once I'm done with all 6 of the lots, then I will upload it to the gallery. So, you know, be on the lookout for that last video, which should be purple. Then, you know, it should be up on the gallery at that time. But I actually don't know, so let me know down below. I have not actually played a lot with the For Rent pack in terms of gameplay, so if you were to upload it to the gallery where you had already assigned the different like units, when you download it off the gallery, does it have the units still assigned, if that makes sense? Like, I'm curious. I don't actually know. I guess maybe I need to test it. But I guess let me know if you know. Also, if like I should go ahead and assign those before I upload it. Like if you have a preference, or if you would rather not and just have this lot without it already being like pre-assigned. But I think that would be a whole lot of fun. And we did include the fruit bowl in here. And I will say, I almost forgot the fruit bowl in the red house. I'm not gonna lie. Like it came really close to me actually forgetting, but I didn't. So I'm really excited about that. I'm proud of myself, because I feel like my mom would have called me and said, hey, where's the fruit bowl? Like, so in case you don't know, my mom, it's a thing. Like she requires that all of my builds have a fruit bowl, which actually, you know, in her home, she does have a bowl of lemons on the counter that is there all of the time. I feel like it's been there for as long as I can remember. So I guess it kind of makes sense that she is, you know, requiring a fruit bowl in every single one of my builds. And here in this bathroom, I actually end up putting a little shelf below that window, and I think it ends up looking like super cute in here. And I feel like this wall tile, I always forget that it exists, but it's actually from base game, but it looks very similar. I think, is it the Island Living tile? That's what it kind of reminds me of, but I think it looks so pretty, and I kind of, you know, I need to use it more, because I feel like when I use it though, I always use this swatch in particular, so maybe I should like challenge myself to use another one of those swatches, if that makes sense. And this, I guess, part of why too I'm excited about this like rainbow road that I'm making, because it like challenges me to probably use items that I don't usually use. Like I feel like purple may be the most difficult. Like if I had to guess, I feel like purple will be the worst one. I think just because the swatches in the game, like the purple is super intense, and I feel like there's not a lot of purple. if that makes sense. I think we've gotten more over the years though, like in terms of appliances and all of that kind of stuff. So hopefully it's not too bad, but let me know down below if you have a prediction as to which one you feel like might be the hardest for me to actually tackle. And be sure to let me know if you have any ideas for some of the ones that I haven't done yet. I will be pre-recording, so I'm going to probably end up doing these pretty quickly. So hopefully I'll be able to see your suggestion before I actually film it. So I'm trying to get those done so we still have stuff up on the channel while I am moving. Oh my goodness, I feel like I'm having such a hard time actually talking today, probably because I literally just did the Red House like voiceover, so I feel like I've been talking forever. Like it really just feels like I've been talking forever, and maybe the builds are starting to blend together. Maybe that's also what's happening. But I was super into this retro style though. Like I feel like I never get to use some of these pieces, and I was also really excited that I was able to actually fit in a kids room here, and the kids room actually has a bunk bed so you can fit 2 kids in there. And I kind of went with a blue and orange aesthetic, so just like I said with the red house, and I think I've already said that with this orange house, but like the focus is orange, but having some other colors in there really helps break it up and make it like a little more like palatable, like having that much orange everywhere. And so the kids room also has, I feel like, you know, not an awful amount of blue, but I think it helped break things up just a little bit for them. And honestly, I'm really in love with how the kids room turned out. I know we're still working on the parents room, but I was just really excited with how the kids room came out. So you'll have to let me know whether, I guess, you like the parents room or the kids room better. But I think it turned out really nicely. And I end up putting, I believe, I think I almost put in the chemistry set. I don't think I actually ended up putting it in. Oh wait, I put a desk in instead. So there is a desk in here as well. And then actually in that main like foyer area that you see there that I haven't done yet, which I did put off for a very long time because I had no clue what to put in there. I actually make it just like an entryway along with a desk. So your Sims do have access to a computer, and you could put a computer. I don't think I put a computer on this desk since it was like for the kids. I figured they'd be doing homework, and I went so back and forth about making that a seating area or like including a desk, but we actually end up using those Dream Home Decorator, those couch pieces. I used those in the foyer, and I think that looks really cute actually when you walk in. And I was trying not to think about the fact that that foyer probably gets really hot, like given that it has so many windows and even the doors basically are windows, like there would probably be a bunch of heat in that room. So I was trying to avoid that, and it's The Sims, right? Like it doesn't really matter, but like that's the kind of thing that like pops in my head that I like worry about. And I tried to keep make sure there was a bunch of stuff for them to do in here. Like I said, since this particular lot doesn't have a lot outside, but there is a swing set and a basketball hoop at the end of the road, so the kids would have something to do. But I try to include here a toy box, and like I said, if you wanted to include a computer here, you very much could. Oh, I should have also included the, what is it called, the friendship bracelet making kit. I don't know why that was so hard for me to say, but you know, the item we got recently, and I didn't include it, but that would be a fun thing to also include as well. And I tried to put some personal touches on both of the bunks so that it's like a little more like there are different kids there, if that makes sense. Like I try to swap it up a lot of times when I do bunk beds, like that there maybe have the same frame but like different bedding, if that makes sense, so to give the kids a little more individual personality. But I ended up just kind of putting different stickers and posters and stuff there up on the wall, and I just kind of skipped all the way over like I talked all the way over our little back porch there, but I just put a table out there with some chairs and then a grill, which of course you can swap out for other skill building stuff if you feel like it, or it's something that your Sims need once you're actually able to download it, which hopefully it won't take me too terribly much longer to actually finish if you do want to play with it. And if you do think you're gonna play with this lot, like let me know. Do you have a storyline in mind? I'm so curious, like because I build so much, I obviously don't use all the things I build, although like I wish I could, because I feel like it'd be really fun to be able to do. Like let me know if you have an idea for a storyline. And here I just ended up adding, like I said, little seating area and also just the desk, and then putting some bookcases over there with a little bit of clutter, just like an entryway clutter. I thought that would be really nice to have, just like a place to put your change, and you know, just little bits and bobs like to have there by the front door. But if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I would really appreciate it, and I hope you have a really sweet day. Bye. Bye, everybody.
I just wanna get you on my grid sometimes, on my grid sometimes.